Hello, first grade. It's Miss Van Wert. Today we are starting my favorite unit in all of first grade. We are learning about astronomy, okay? And today's lesson is called Introduction to the Sun and Space. Let me move my face so that I'm not in the way of our learning objectives. Okay, our learning targets for today are to discuss Earth's atmosphere and outer space, distinguish between Earth's atmosphere and outer space, demonstrate an understanding of the word gas, and make observations about the sky and record them in a journal. Our key vocabulary are atmosphere, gas, rays, shadow, and surface. Atmosphere is a noun, and the atmosphere is the bubble of air that surrounds the Earth. The Earth's atmosphere allows us to breathe. So if you look at this picture, you can see that's planet Earth. And if you look, you can see this like bright blue outline over the Earth. That is the atmosphere. So that is the bubble of air that surrounds the Earth. Okay. Gas. Gas is also a noun, and gas is something that is neither a liquid or a solid. So let's think about water. Water is a liquid, okay? And the solid form would be an ice cube, and the gas form would be water vapor, or if you want to think about it as steam. So if you've ever seen somebody cook and you can see it kind of looks like smoke coming up from the pots or the pans, that is water vapor or steam, and that is the gas form of water. Okay? The scientist won a prize for discovering a new gas. Rays. Rays is also a noun, and rays are beams of light. The sun's rays were shining in my eyes. This right here in this picture is a ray. Okay, a ray of light. Shadow. Shadow is another noun, and a shadow is a shaded spot created when light is blocked by something. I like trying to step on my shadow when I am walking down the sidewalk. So you can see these dark spots are their shadows, and they appear to be the shadows of people. So the reason that this is dark is because the bodies of the people are blocking the light, so the light can't go through them, which is why this part is dark, okay? Surface is another noun, and surface is the outside or top layer of something. The surface of the moon is very bumpy, and this part right here is the surface of the phone. All right, so over the next few weeks, we are going to be learning about astronomy, which is the study of outer space. Have you ever heard of outer space? What kinds of things might you find in outer space or beyond the Earth? Did you know that you see objects from outer space in the sky every day? Think about that big, hot, bright object we see in the sky during the day. What is that? The sun, okay? And I want you to think about the big object that we can see in the sky at night that appears to be glowing. What is that? The moon. So now I want you to think about these smaller twinkling lights we can see in the sky at night. What are those? Those are stars. And all of these objects, the sun, the moon, and the stars, are actually in outer space. So we in social studies have talked a little bit about globes, okay? And globes are models of the planet Earth, and they are spherical, meaning they are in the shape of a sphere, so a three-dimensional circular shape, okay? And think about a ball, like the shape of a ball, okay? And we can use globes to find where we live, to find countries and continents and bodies of water, right? So we are going to do that with where our school is. So what city is our school in? What city? The city of Lexington. And Lexington is in the state of North Carolina. And North Carolina is in the country of the United States of America. And the United States of America is on the continent of North America. And North America is on what planet? Earth. And Earth is in space. Okay, so let's take a quick look. So if we zoom out, there is our globe, okay? So here's our globe. You see it's three-dimensional. We can move it around. And that little red tag is where the school is so that I don't get lost on my way to showing you where our school is. So I'm going to zoom in and I can see the continent that we live on. The continent that we live on is North America, and North America is all of this stuff, all of this land that we can see, okay? And if we zoom in a little more, we can see the country that we live in. What country do we live in? The United States of America. And that is going to be this land right here, okay? And then if we zoom in a little more, we can start to see the states, okay? So we've got, what states do we see? We can see North Carolina, which is the state that we live in, Tennessee, which is a state that I went to school in, where I went to college. Okay, so you can see these states, and if we zoom in even more, we start to see cities. Hang on, it's taking a second to load. All right, so we can see some of the cities in our state. So we can see Charlotte, Winston-Salem. And if we zoom in some more, we will be able to find our city of Lexington. See, right there, that says Lexington. And if we zoom in even more, we can find where our school is. So when they took this picture of the Earth, our school had not been built yet. So in this picture, you don't see our actual school building, but this is the piece of land that our school is on, okay? So we just use the globe to locate our school. Now, let's go back and let me see if I can, there we go. Oopsie. All right, so even though it seems like the ground we stand on is flat and still, we actually live on a tiny part of a huge sphere or ball, just like this globe that we just looked at. This huge sphere is called Earth, and it is always moving in space. If you traveled in a rocket far, far up in the sky and then looked back down, you would see something that looked like that huge globe that I just showed you, moving in a huge, black, seemingly endless space. The sun, earth, moon, and stars are all in space. The sun, moon, and stars are beyond the earth where we live, and to us on earth, the sun, moon, and stars are in outer space. All right, so the name for the study of objects in outer space, the area beyond the Earth, is astronomy. So astronomy is the study of objects in outer space. What is the name for the study of objects in outer space? Astronomy. Astro means stars. Astronomy is a science that includes the study of the stars. An astronomer is a scientist who studies outer space. Astronomers look at the stars through telescopes and try to learn about our universe. A person must study for many years before becoming an astronomer. These next few weeks, you're going to get to be astronomers as we learn about outer space. Remember our key vocabulary: atmosphere, gas, rays, shadow, and surface. All right, so the sky that we see during the day or night actually has two parts. It has the part with air and clouds that look blue during the day and is close to Earth, which is called the atmosphere. And then a huge black part even farther away called outer space. I want you to listen carefully to hear about some of the objects that you can see in the sky, and I want you to hear which of these objects are located in the atmosphere and which are located in outer space, okay? Because the atmosphere is different than outer space. Have you looked up at the sky lately? What did you see? Perhaps you saw a clear blue sky, or maybe there were a few puffy white clouds floating around, or maybe the sky was streaked with gray clouds. Occasionally, when you look up in the sky, you can see an airplane or a bird flying by, or even a red balloon someone accidentally let loose. Some days it is fun to lie on your back in the grass and stare up at the interesting shapes of the puffy white clouds overhead. Perhaps you or someone you know has even flown in an airplane up among the clouds high above the Earth's surface. The ground we walk on is the top layer of the Earth, called Earth's surface. You can think of the sky in two layers. There is a big blanket or bubble of air that surrounds the Earth. This bubble covers the whole Earth, all the ground and oceans and everything else on the Earth's surface, including you. This bubble of air is called the atmosphere. But the atmosphere does not tell the whole story. The second layer of the sky is all of outer space, which lies beyond the atmosphere, an endless expanse of stars and moons and other objects. Of course, during the day here on Earth, it is easy to forget that outer space is there, but it always is. The Earth, your home, is just one little object moving around in the middle of it all, like a speck of sand amidst all the sands in the ocean. So, even though we think the Earth is huge, compared to all the things in outer space, Earth is just a teeny tiny little thing, okay? So in this picture, you see this bubble. Let me get my pointer out. You see this bubble around planet Earth? That is the atmosphere, okay? And the atmosphere includes the clouds and the sky that we can see, and then even the continents and us and the oceans, right? Let's go to the next slide. During the day, the sun shines over the earth, shedding light on all the animals and plants that live on Earth's surface. The sun's rays, or beams of light, spread across the skies, which appear to be blue to your eyes. The sun itself is a star. It is not part of Earth or Earth's sky. In fact, the sun is far, far away from Earth. So far away that it would take more than 3 months to reach it in the fastest rocket ship. But even if you could reach the sun in a rocket ship, you would never be able to get close to it. That is because the sun, like other stars, is an enormous ball of very hot gas. That means that the sun is not a solid object or a liquid. It is made of gas, a thin substance that objects can pass right through if they didn't burn up first. Everything that gets too close to it burns up instantly. So, just how enormous is the sun? Think about this. If the sun were in a huge bowl and the earth were if the sun were a huge bowl and the earth were a little marble, you could stuff about 1 million marbles into that bowl. In other words, it would take 1 million earths to fill the sun. That's crazy. 1 million earths to fit in the sun. Whoa. So, The real Earth is big, but the sun is gigantic because it is the same size as 1 million Earths. Crazy. The sun is just one out of billions of stars in space. However, the sun is our star. It is the Earth's star. Without the sun, Earth would be a cold, lifeless hunk of rock. All living things on Earth that you can see every day, from the trees to the bees to the flowers and the fleas, rely on the sun in one way or another. The heat, light, and energy of the sun allow life to flourish here on Earth. Most living things wouldn't be able to live without the heat, light, and energy of the sun. Pretty cool, right? The rising sun signals the start of a new day. In the morning, the sun rises in the east, and its rays shed light across the land. The sun warms up the land too. It's usually colder at night than during the day. And did you hear that word, that directional word? East. We learned about north, south, and east in geography, didn't we? People wake up and get ready for a new day, getting dressed and eating breakfast, and then traveling outside to wherever it is they go, to school, to the office, to a store, or simply out for a walk. Have you ever noticed your shadow on the ground? If the sun is behind you while you are walking down the sidewalk, then your body blocks the sun's rays and creates a shadow or shaded spot on the ground. Your shadow is not the only shadow in the world. So, do you see all of these shadows? Okay. Clouds cast shadows as well. So do buildings and trees. Have you ever rested under the shade of a tree on a hot summer day? If so, you were resting in the shadow cast by the tree's leaves and branches. Because remember, the sun can't go through it. On a hot summer day, you can feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. And if you do not use sunscreen, then you may get a sunburn. Ouch! The sun's energy can burn your skin, and that's bad. Sunburns hurt, and if you get sunburned too often, it can cause serious damage to your skin. On the other hand, the sun's light is also good for you. When your bare skin is exposed to sunlight, your body creates vitamin D, which is one of the many vitamins your body needs in order to stay healthy and strong. So playing outside in the sunshine isn't just fun, it's good for you too. Hey, we are talking about all of these different things that we learned. We are talking about our geography unit with the globe and our directions of east. And now we're talking about vitamins and minerals that our body needs, because we're talking about vitamin D. And we learned about vitamins and minerals in our human body, or in our human body unit for CKLA. Pretty cool. All right. At the end of each day, when the sun goes down in the west, there's another one of those words, the sky changes. It isn't blue anymore. The sky becomes black, and new sights appear. Instead of clouds and birds and blue sky, you may see an array of shining stars. You may see something else as well. Not the sun, but another object hovering in the skies above. The moon. Do you see the moon in this picture? Sometimes you can also see the moon during the day, right? Over the next several days, you will learn about the sun, the moon, the stars, and you will hear all sorts of amazing and interesting facts about outer space, the place beyond the Earth's sky or atmosphere. This study of the stars and other things in outer space is called astronomy. Do you remember what astro means? Star. The read-alouds you will hear in the coming days will provide a basic introduction to astronomy, but it's only a beginning. There's so much to learn about the stars and other objects in space that you can spend the rest of your life studying it and never run out of new things to learn and discover. That is because astronomy is the study of everything beyond our little home that we call Earth. Do you remember what an astronomer is? Astronomers are people that study outer space. And if astronomers have learned anything through the years, they know that there is no end to the amount of new knowledge and surprises to be discovered in the study of the stars in outer space. All right, let's do some comprehension questions and word work time. Word work. If you need to hop up and take a quick break, you can do that and then come right back. All right, so you just heard that the sky can be described as having two layers. One layer of the sky is made up of a blanket or bubble of air that surrounds the Earth. What do we call that bubble of air? The atmosphere. And what is the other layer of sky that lies beyond the atmosphere? Outer space. So I'm going to talk about, or I'm going to list some objects, okay? And if it is found in the atmosphere, I want you to hold up one finger. And if it is found in outer space, I want you to hold up two fingers, okay? So what about the stars? Where are the stars? Are they in the atmosphere or in outer space? They are in outer space. Okay. What about clouds? Are they in the atmosphere or in outer space? They are in the atmosphere. How about airplanes? Atmosphere or outer space? Airplanes. Airplanes are found in the atmosphere. How about the moon? Atmosphere or outer space? The moon is found in outer space. Okay. And who can tell me what astronomy is? Astronomy is the study of the stars and other things in outer space. What kinds of things might an astronomer study? What kinds of things might they study? Planets, the sun, the stars, the moon. Okay. What is this a picture of? Look at this picture. What's this a picture of? That's a picture of the sun. And what did we learn about the sun? What were some things that we learned about the sun? Is the sun a rock or is it a star? It's a star. Is the sun hot or is it cold? It's hot. What is the sun made out of? Gas. Is the sun near to Earth or far away? It's far away. Remember, we said that it would take 3 months to reach it in the fastest rocket ship. Is the sun bigger or smaller than the Earth? It's bigger. And how much bigger is it? 1,000,000 times bigger, right? 1,000,000 times bigger than the Earth. What's a shadow? It's a shady spot. And how are shadows created? When light shines on an object, the object blocks the light that hits it from landing behind that object, causing a shaded area, right? So the light is being blocked by an object. All right, what do we call the scientific study of stars in outer space? Astronomy. And what do we call a scientist who studies astronomy? An astronomer. All right, let's do some word work. In the read aloud you heard, the sun, like other stars, is an enormous ball of very hot gas. Say the word gas with me. Gas. A gas, unlike a solid or a liquid, is a thin substance through which objects can pass. An example of a gas you might know is the air you breathe, which you may notice when you blow into a balloon to fill it up. Or if it's cold outside and you go, and you can see your breath, okay? I'm going to name some substances. If the substance I name is a gas, I want you to say that is a gas. If not, say That is not a gas, okay? So remember, gas cannot be liquid and it cannot be solid, okay? Orange juice. That is not a gas because it is a liquid, right? Orange juice is a liquid, so it can't be a gas because gas is not a liquid and it's not a solid. What about wood? That is not a gas because it is a solid, right? Steam. That is a gas. Air. That is a gas. A brick. That's not a gas. That's a solid. All right, guys. So let's make sure that we hit our learning targets. We discussed Earth's atmosphere and outer space. We distinguished between Earth's atmosphere and outer space. We demonstrated an understanding of the word gas. And as soon as you are done with this video, you are going to make some observations about the sky and record them in your astronomy journal. It was so great to learn with you guys today, and I cannot wait to learn more. Bye.